So, we back in the mines. Today we are at a Mercury mine in Arkansas, believe it or not. Been here for about an hour, found some pretty nice pieces, but micro specimens. Have to wait till I get home to show you, but it's a nice place. This ridge goes on for about 100 feet over there. It's pretty cool. This is day one of my Arkansas trip. I will edit in some stuff later on about the micro specimens. But I can show you some of the ore we're looking at. Got some apatite here, this white, and Cinnabar. These two mixing creates a really rare mineral called artsmithite. Might be some in that little vein right there. There, excuse me. Allergies. Okay, coughing bit done. Anyways, I might bust that open in a second and see what's in it. Yeah, been a pretty neat spot so far. So, yeah. I'll keep showing you around for here a bit more, and then, yeah, I'll splice in little clips of things I found once I've properly analyzed it at home. But, yeah, see, busted open that one I mentioned. Got this piece here. It's got some mix of calomel, trillingbite, cinnabar, metacinnabar. Pretty common mercury sulfides and chlorides. Don't know if there's going to be any artsmithite in here, but we'll find out. Keep looking through these piles. Came up to the top of the hill here. Pretty interesting one. A lot of cinnabar all over this one. And these vesicles, there's little, or bugs, not vesicles, little, you can see it sparkling. There's some really nice calomel in there. Mercury chloride. Maybe some Montroydite in there as well. Probably some quartz and Dickite as well. Fuck. Yeah, there's some more interesting pieces up here. I'm gonna check out. Jesus, I am so sorry about that. It's springtime, it's getting to my allergies. It's one downside of doing this in the spring. Oh, man. So all this white stuff is Dickite and Apatite and stuff like that. I need to find little vugs that might contain the artsmithite in this material. You can see all this red and orange is Cinnabar and Metacinnabar as it's decayed over this mine's lifetime. Let's take this one in my pocket here. My bag is way over there, so I'll take it there later. Dig through this here for a little bit. Dig along with me. I don't fall. Let's see what we got. Really nice cinnabar. It's like kind of interesting looking. Little weird bug thing. Oop. This piece right here. Ooh. So this piece, it's got cinnabar, and those little olivish color stuff right there is egglestonite. It's another mercury chloride. It's actually a pretty nice piece of it. It's these olive colored veins in here. That's the egglestonite. Oh, you'll take that one home with me too. Let's see. There might be some more stuff down there, but I do want to check up here real quick. This without falling. Okay. Let's see. This might be interesting. Oh yeah. This right here is prime central for potential artsmithite. There's a couple nice pieces of it here actually. Stuff all of it in my pocket. Okay, there we go. Alright, let's go check over there, and then I'll probably call it here for a day. I've been here for a while. Didn't film the hike up here, because, truthfully, I didn't know where I was going. It's kind of just in the middle of the woods. Let me climb down a bit safer. Just broke this piece open, and this one has high potential. You can see the Cinnabar and Metacinnabar has worked its way pretty well through. But there's all these little white specks in there. It could be calomel, it could be quartz, but just the way I'm seeing this mineralized, there's a decent chance it could be what I'm looking for. So we'll find out when I get home in a few days. Hey, I thought I'd just cut in here and give a better description of the geology. I feel like I didn't give a proper enough description of the geologic background of the region while I was at the mine. I also felt like I didn't get enough video of the mine, but I'll be honest, allergies were really kicking my ass. I was getting quite annoyed, coughing and sneezing the whole time, so I figured you would probably be just as annoyed coughing and sneezing all the time. More than I did in the clips that are there, but alas, there's not much footage there. But I thought it would be a good idea to give a good geologic description of what's going on in this fabulous Mercury deposit that I visited. So, as you can see here, there's this big fault system. A lot of faults here. All these black lines are faults, but specifically, we're following this one right here that my mouse is following. And we were right here. This area I'm circling right here. And this fault system is faulting in this older formation. You can see it more up here, but it's getting this little cut of this older formation squeezed in between the younger formations. So this is the Stanley Shale. More specifically, we're in the Gap Ridge member of the Stanley Shale. It is a sandstone unit of the Stanley Shale, which is primarily a black shale. Typical Carboniferous black shale. You see it's Mississippian in age, so it's older than the Pennsylvanian stuff that it was squeezed in between, like the John Valley Shale or the Jack Fork Sandstone, which are, as you can see, both Pennsylvanian. Just got sandwiched in there by all this faulting and folding that's going on here, creating sort of a bit of a anticlinal system here, but not too crazy, just a lot of faulting and folding. Anyways, what's happening along this fault system is what a process we call, also before I get into the mineralization process, there's a really cool evidence of the fault. There's a creek that comes off this lake here that follows the fault line right here that led straight to the mines. Vertical bedding, which is primary evidence of faulting because all the bedding should be horizontal, but it was vertical. I didn't get a picture of it, unfortunately. I really should have. It was really interesting and cool. So I have a picture. Yeah, here we go. This is kind of what it looked like, but less profound and just in the bottom of a creek, so there's just water running over it. But it was still really cool to see. The mineralization would have been along in these shale gaps and in the sandstone, which eventually is what led me to the mine directly. But going back into the geology, the mineralization process here is called argillaceous alteration, which is what happens when acidic groundwater moves up through the best ease of access, which is, of course, the fault. Typical physics, when you squeeze water, path of least resistance, it's going to go through there, so this highly acidic water has moved through this fault system and has embedded itself into the native rocks. This particular acidic groundwater was very rich in mercury and antimony, leading to the mineralization process of this whole Mercury deposit. It's pretty cool. Here's some evidence of the argillaceous alteration. You can see this was once a piece of sandstone. You can see the acid has really just ate it the heck up. You can see little zones of mineralization here. I don't believe I show this piece, but you can see these little white bits and tan bits is a very rare mineral called artsmithite. primary what I went there for. It's a mercury aluminum phosphate. It's forming through the alteration zones. Here's another one. You can really just see how the acid ate it up. It's pretty cool. So yeah, that's about it. I just wanted to give a good lesson on what was happening here. Here's a fun thing you can pause and read if you want from the Arkansas Geological Survey. Like I said, feel free to pause and read. Pretty interesting stuff. And yeah. The next parts of the video is me processing and analyzing the material. Gives you a good idea into the process I go through when I get back from these trips. So enjoy that. Here's some pictures from other scientists that they've found. You'll get to see all of these minerals, but my own samples rather than these ones. So yeah, enjoy. Alright, so my camera ended up dying as I was adjusting things. Camera, my phone, but regardless. So I just went ahead and finished up the material. Took me a few hours, so I doubt y'all wanted to sit through that anyways. So I thought I would just give you guys a little highlight reel of some of the best ones. Starting with this one. As you can see, there's quite a bit of cinnabar. Piece of dust or something right there. Anyways, a lot of cinnabar. It's very neat. It's got this huge vein on it. Just tons of cinnabar and another uncommon mercury mineral called Edgar Baileyite. Actually, let me follow the vein more so you can see that better. Yeah, coming up more here. See some more really nice cinnabar. Metacinnabar. And then, yeah, here we go. So that green mossy looking stuff is the Edgar Baileyite. That green to white stuff. There's some calomel in here as well, which is a mercury chloride. Edgar Baileyite is a mercury silicate. There's some nice cinnabar mixed in there as well. Some really gemmy crystals here and there. Some right there. Some more right there. Mixed in the vein of Edgar Baileyite and calomel. Calomel is kind of like that white stuff right there, yeah. That's good calomel. Mercury chloride, fun stuff. The yellow there's probably terlingite, if I were to guess. Another mercury chloride. As you can see, lots of cinnabar. Good cinnabar in here as well. Really nice cinnabar right there, mixed in with the Edgar Baileyite. The Edgar Baileyite continues for a little bit, and then it just kind of breaks down into more cinnabar along the vein. A lot of cinnabar right there. Lots of cinnabar. Cinnabar and metacinnabar. Cinnabar is just eroded cinnabar. Chemically eroded. And yeah, that's it for this piece. Pretty neat. Pretty happy with this one. Nice specimen for the Edgar Baileyite and cinnabar, of course. So yeah, pretty cool. Moving on to this one. Where is the mineralization vein? Pause while I find that. Yeah, here we go. A small piece of sandstone here. It's got some really nice, you can see some cinnabar there. Some cinnabar here, not here. Not as nice cinnabar as the last piece, but still not too bad. But the primary prize is this black stuff, as you can see here, these black crystals. There's some nicer cinnabar right there. But these black crystals, get back on them. There we go. This is Livingsteinite. It's a mercury antimony sulfide. It's a pretty cool one to find. Pretty uncommon mineral. You can even see there's some small specks of pyrite in here as well, combined pretty common iron sulfide. And yeah, lots of Cinnabar. Cinnabar is Mercury sulfide. Really get a good look at that Livingstone. Zoom in here. It's pretty neat looking. Yeah, pretty happy about that one. Let's see this one next. We'll get into that one in a second. Okay, where's this one? Looking for a specific one here. Here we go. Okay. So, this is another really nice Cinnabar vein. Let's see. Really, really nice Cinnabar here. Just perfect Cinnabar. I see some behind it, but you can see these crystals building up. Really cool. That orange is likely turling white. See some crystalline turling white here and there. But what's really special about this piece is actually this bright red chunk in the middle, which is a perfect Montroydite crystal. Oof, look at that thing. Spectacular Montroydite. Don't see crystallized Montroydite like that every day. You don't see Montroydite every day, granted, but especially that crystal, and just, man. Sitting in this nice Cinnabar pocket. It's really neat. Some quartz crystals. Basic stuff. Especially from Arkansas. That's funny to see little crystals like that in Arkansas. But yeah, really nice Mercury, or the Cinnabar specimen. And now, with that, we can get into some of the more uncommon stuff. I'll do this one first. See a little quartz vein here. Some Cinnabar in it. But that's not why we're looking at this. You probably heard me mention turlingite a few times, and it's been pretty crummy turlingite. But on this one is some really good turlingite, if I can find it. Yes, there it is. This little pocket of orange right here is pretty high quality turlingite. See some individual crystals in there as well. Along with some, along with the turlingite is also some egglestonite crystals. We'll look at some better crystals of that later, but it's also kind of these orange little bubbles is the egglestonite, but the rest of the orange is the really well crystallized turlingite. See some more of it going down into here. It's pretty cool. So yeah, good to see that one. We'll look at some more. We'll look at those egglestonite crystals here. Find them. That yellow mineral right there is something really weird we'll get into later, but stay on task for right now. There we go. Really neat bubbles of egglestonite. It's mercury sulfur chloride. Little, almost kind of looks like little maple syrup bubbles, but I promise you, you don't want to eat that. Probably will not taste good. Probably will be very poisonous. We'll also get into more of these weird hair-like minerals later too. It's pretty odd. Yeah, egglestonite. I got another piece of it. Over here. This is actually the same piece, but I split this in half, so I have two little pockets. I have once one pocket of the egglestonite. If I can find it. There we go. So yeah, this is part of the same pocket as the last one. You can see some more of those little orange bubbles in there of that egglestonite. Really cool. Really cool. I will include the names of all these minerals I'm talking about, as well as their formulas, in the description. Some of the unknown minerals, of course, I will not do that, but pretty cool. Stained quartz in here. Nice little orange color. Okay, so now I will show you these weird unknown minerals. I could show you on this one, but it'll look the same on the last one. The first we'll get into is the yellow mineral that I'm not entirely sure what it is. Let me find it. So when I split this piece in half, I discovered a couple little pockets of minerals that I don't know what there is. There's nothing on the report that matches them quite right, and they're not something I've ever seen anything like before, and definitely wouldn't be occurring here, or minerals that I know that do look like that would not be occurring here, sorry. But first I gotta find them. I know there's a pocket of it on this piece somewhere. Where are they? There is another mineral in there that's in a similar position, but at least of that one I have an idea of where it might go. But this yellow one I'm trying to find. It was the same yellow one in the last piece that I said we'll get to in a minute, but maybe I should just pull that piece up. Yeah, I'll just grab that piece. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Finally found one of the veins. Yeah, so this yellow acicular mineral here, I am not entirely sure what it is. So the artsmithite should be like a white to tan, but this bright yellow is very odd. Not sure what it is. Kind of reminds me of a caucasinite, but caucasinite was not reported here, and I don't think there's the right chemistry. There's not enough iron in this system to form caucasinite. There's aluminum and phosphate, but there's not a lot of iron. So I'm really not sure what's going on here. With that, let me try to find the other vein real quick. Okay, yes, here we are. Okay, that took forever. Sorry about that. Anyways, yeah. Here's more of it. You can kind of get a better view of the formation of these crystals. Yeah, like I said, I'm really not sure what's going on here. I'm not sure if this is like artsmithite, but like stained yellow. Maybe there's just artsmithite does occur yellow and hasn't been reported, because typically it's like sort of white or tan. It's very weird. I don't know what's going on here. Yeah, that's how that goes. We'll get into the other mineral that I'm not sure of, but at least this one I have a general idea of what it might be. So if we look here, there's this vein of quartz, like stained quartz, so it's like really red. It's a nice cinnabar in here. But as I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of these really weird like hairs. You can see some of them right there. They're not like actual hairs, but they're like hair-like. See some right in there. Firstly, you can see some really gemmy cinnabar in there. Really cool. Anyways, back to these hairs. See a lot right in here. So these hairs, very interesting. So while I'm not entirely sure, I believe they might be some sort of Montroydite form. See some more in here with that Egglestonite I showed earlier. But yeah, they're very weird. I'm pretty confident it might be some sort of Montroydite form. It could even be some like stained artsmithite, but I doubt that, because the artsmithite I do have, which we'll be looking at in a second, is pretty prominently like white or tan. That's why those yellow needles are throwing me off, but yeah. I think this might be some sort of Montroydite form, but not entirely sure. Regardless, looks very, very cool. Go back to that really gemmy Cinnabar. So pretty. Alrighty. And ending off, we will look at the Artsmithite. This is a Mercury aluminum phosphate, the main mineral I went to this region to try and find. That is not a mineral, that is plants, that is moss. Where's the pocket? There's the pocket. So this is what I'm 90% sure is Artsmithite. Said kind of this tan stuff. Forms little tiny needle-like crystals. You can see them all in there. Very cool. Some Cinnabar in there as well. More Metacinnabar. Interlinguite, but yeah, I'm pretty confident that this is the Artsmithite. It's pretty neat looking. You can see some more Cinnabar mixed in there with it. You really see some of the needles, like habit of the crystals. You can see them better on the next couple pieces, but they typically form, from what, on my research, and they're like little tan to white little acicular fans, and kind of what we're seeing here. Not the best piece of it, but could show you better. This piece. Zoom out a bit. See some Cinnabar here. More Cinnabar there. Where are we? This piece. Okay, yeah. So if you look in here, these little pockets, you'll see some kind of like tan little crystal zones. There's another one right there. Some really good structure to it right here with these fans, and this looks very similar to the Artsmithite pictures I've seen. It's occurring there. You can see that white apatite crystal. The Artsmithite, being a phosphate, forms from the degradation of apatite and cinnabar, which I've seen both on this piece alone. Which gives me, there's cinnabar, that white up there is apatite. Which gives me an inkling that a lot of what I'm seeing here, like those nice fans of it right there, is indeed the Artsmithite. Very rare mineral. Very, very rare mineral that I'm happy to probably own. So I need to take this to the lab and test these out, but I'm pretty confident. Get some really good crystallization of it right there. Look at that. Look at some of the pictures online. It looks very similar to that. So yeah, pretty cool. Definitely one of the better pieces of it I have. Especially right here. You really see the fan-like structure of it. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. And lastly, some more stuff. Another piece that I'm pretty confident in it being the Artsmithite. See some Cinnabar right there. I'm zooming in on. That's not what we're here for. This vein right here has a lot of it. See, really nice crystals of it all up in here. piece is hard to focus on, mainly because it's so small and it's hard to balance, but you can see from this all these little needles, white to tan needles. I'm very, especially in this little pocket right here, I'm very confident that this is artsmithite. Very, very confident. There's even some Perhamite right there. That white is a calcium aluminum silicophosphate. It's pretty neat. But yeah, I can see more of the artsmithite in here. Very, very awesome find of said mineral. But yeah, that's gonna do it for showing off these cool mercury micros. Hope you enjoyed. Very fun video. Very fun video to film and make. And yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Where is this one? Hold on. Before I do the outro, yeah, we'll go back to looking at this nice piece of Cinnabar here. There we go. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video of me analyzing stuff from a abandoned mercury mine. Very fun, very cool. If you're still here, glad you're watching. Make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, do all that stuff. I do appreciate it. Does motivate me more to certainly get out there and make more of these videos. And yeah. See you in the next one, whenever that is. May head over to some of the fluorite districts here in Illinois sometime soon. Do a video over there. It's pretty fun. Don't know. We'll find out. Anyways. Have a good one. See you guys later. Coming to our first piece here. Got some nice, looks like Egglestonite there probably. Like olive colored stuff. Some mercury chloride. Could also be mercury silicate. Edgar Baileyite, I think it's called. Yeah. That's just some moss. It looks cool though. But yeah, that's just some moss. Some Cinnabar there. Crystals of it. Currently with some calomel. Pretty neat. Over here it's looking like some Edgar Baileyite and Dickite. Dickite's an aluminum silicate. Yeah, more Edgar Baileyite there. Getting the moss off these pieces is going to be difficult though, won't lie. Something organic there. I don't know what that is. Interesting though. So if we go over here, let's see what we can see. There's some nice Cinnabar there. Nice little orange crystal there. No artsmithite yet though. A lot of quartz, Dickite, and calomel though. And moss. Lots of moss on this piece. This one didn't have too much more either Egglestonite or Edgar Baileyite there. This piece didn't look too promising, but I picked it up anyway just because it was neat. Some nice quartz crystals in there. clear. Got some microcrystalline quartz coating Cinnabar. It's pretty neat looking. Zoom out a bit here. Really neat looking stuff. Yellow might be terlingite. Some oxidized calomel too. Really nice Cinnabar, Metacinnabar there. Look at that. Zoom in a bit more. Oh yeah, look at that Cinnabar. Beautiful. Little white calomel crystals there. The little circular thingies. Yeah, I'm thinking that yellow might be terlingite, I'd imagine. Got some black grains of Metacinnabar up here. Pretty neat looking. Some pretty fun bees, actually. Oh, look at that Cinnabar. Oh yeah. Ooh, a really gemmy one there. And there too. Ooh, that one's terminated. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful Cinnabar. Actually, these might even be leading to like Montroydite or something. So mercury oxide. Very neat, very neat. A lot of Cinnabar there. Some bigger grains there. Fun, fun, fun. Let's see, come over here a bit. The Artsmithite that I'm looking for occurs with little white needles. I haven't seen any of that yet. Some altered Cinnabar right there. Little quartz crystals there. Trying to get to right here. This spot looks interesting. Hold on, let me try and find it. No, that's not what I was looking for, but that does also look interesting. A lot of Cinnabar in there. Okay, this is what I was looking for. Just more Edgar Baileyite or something. Ooh, that's an interesting little spot. Look at that Cinnabar crystal. Look at these Cinnabar crystals in here. Stunning. Stunning stuff. There's also some stuff on the back side of this, I remember. Let's see what we can find. We need to zoom out a bit more for this one now. I was raising it up and I actually found something really interesting. Look at these Montroydite crystals. That looks cool. That looks really cool. That looks organic, whatever those little hairs are. That's probably some sort of moss or plant or whatever. Organic material don't matter to me. Anyways, back to the backside that I was originally going to look at, that I had to raise the stage for. Let's see what's all in here. Zoom out a bit. A lot of quartz and Dickite on this spot, it seems. Got some altered Cinnabar grains. Those are those orange specks. See, that could be something. Excuse my shaky hands. I don't think that's the Artsmithite. I think that's probably like Apatite or something. I'm not seeing enough mercury on this side of the piece. There's a lot on the back side though. But I don't think there's enough mercury over here. That actually kind of looks like it might be it. Could be apatite as well. I don't know. That is interesting looking though. Because I did see some pieces of artsmithite on Mindite that did kind of look like this. Let's see where we are on this piece. So we can spot it. Interesting. Okay, keep that in mind. I'll mark this piece down as a maybe. Neat. Okay, grab this one. This one looks like it's gonna have quite a bit of Cinnabar on it. I'll zoom out a bit here. Going right into the Cinnabar. Look at that. I'm not seeing too much here. A lot of quartz and Dickite. See some sort of like apatite or something. Yeah. Let's see what the back side of this piece holds. That bug looks interesting. Let me zoom out a bit. Ooh, look in there. Green is probably some really nice either Edgar Baileyite or Egglestonite. Much better quality than what we were looking at before. Oop. Knocked something over on my desk here. Doesn't look like artsmithite though, but right there. Oh, hold on. That looks like it could be some too. Could be calomel as well, but that little vug of Cinnabar looks like it might be productive. I'm gonna have to put this piece away as a maybe as well and break out the better lenses for this piece. I'm using the basic lenses right now because they're easy to work with, especially for the camera view. This piece does have potential. Alright, putting this in the maybe pile. Let's see, what do we got on this one? Interesting. I don't know what this is. I'm gonna be real with you. This might have been one. I brought my family members out with me to Arkansas because they wanted to do some quartz digging. This might have been one they picked up and just accidentally stuck in my crate. Yeah, I'm not seeing too much on this. It's got some weird like iron things here. Pretty interesting looking. Right there, if you can see it. Some sort of limonite formation or whatever. Not seeing anything too interesting on this piece though. But not doing too bad. Oh. Sorry, bag is heavy. Wait for this one because I know this one might have some good stuff. What is that? Oh, that was a gift. Let's see what we got in here. This one I know does have some good Cinnabar on it. Look at that. Oop, sorry, zoomed out. I zoomed out instead of zooming in. There we go. That streak of Cinnabar right there is spectacular. Look at that Cinnabar. Zoom into that. Just perfect Cinnabar. This piece is quite rich in terms of the Cinnabar. Quite lovely. Quite lovely. A lot of quartz and calomel in this one, I'm noticing. And once again, a lot of moss and organics. These pieces are going to be a pain in the butt to clean, but you can see the Cinnabar and Montroydite probably mixing in together. Don't know what that is. Don't think it's anything though. Probably some sort of organic. I don't know actually. Let me zoom in there. Hold on, I need to lower the stage a little bit. This piece is kind of flat. There we go. Where did that speck go? Ooh, what do we got here? Oh, I got distracted. Oh my goodness. This could be it. Ladies and gentlemen, this could be it. There's a lot of spider webs on this too. If you're wondering what that hairy, that like thread looking stuff is, but these white crystals might just be it. This is a rich specimen if it is. I know there's a lot of calomel in this as well, but I'm looking at some of these more nodular ones. Oh man, I think this is it, guys. I think this is the artsmithite. Holy shit. Yeah, I'm thinking this is it. This is... I don't have the stuff to confirm it, like a XRD or something like that to like 100% it, but I just going off visuals, that is looking really promising. Ooh, look at that right there. Yeah, this is one I'll set aside to definitely look at with my better lens, but this is looking real promising. Real promising. Wow. I don't know how, unfortunately though, I don't want to break the mineral, and I don't know how I'm going to get rid of all this spider web that's on this. But yeah, this is a spectacular piece. If that's all artsmithite, this is a phenomenal specimen of it. And especially with all the Cinnabar trapped in the Apatite and Dickite on this piece. Where are the bugs with... so I can locate them on the piece so I can... Right up there. Okay. Spectacular. Alright. Set you aside and the really good specimens. There's one that I found that I think has a really good crystal of it on it too, that I noticed when I was out there. But I know it has a lot of like really good terlinguite and Edgar Baileyite and stuff. Oh, here's a good piece. This will be a fun one to look at. Got a lot of quartz there. Small little quartz crystals, they're cute. Piece is very sparkly. Zoom in a bit more of that. See some of the Cinnabar on there. Calomel, terlinguite. I'll post the formulas for all these minerals I'm talking about in the description of the video, because I know you guys definitely don't know that. Don't know these off the top of your heads. I mean, I don't even know some of them. I just know there's a lot of mercury chlorides and mercury sulfide. And I know their colors. Like this orange right here is definitely terlinguite. Tends to be orange. And I think that's a mercury sulfochloride. These black grains are probably like Livingstonite maybe, which is a mercury antimony sulfide. Maybe Metacinnabar as well. Who knows, but really nice intermixing with the quartz. We'll say that for sure. Let me see here. A bit. I want to look look at that Cinnabar. Holy crap. Stunning. Is that more Artsmithite? Maybe. It might be. I don't know. But I mean, I know for sure that is like really good Cinnabar. Some sort of like trailing white with it, calomel. I'm not sure if that white though is the Artsmithite. This is like on a weird angle on this piece, so my shaky hands are getting to do it again. Because it could also be calomel as well. Ooh, nice. Nice trailing white there, that orange. Very cool, very cool. I'm gonna put this one in the maiden pile. Let's see this one. Raise the stand up a bit more for this one. It's a bit large. Really nice quartz vein. That's about it though. I think this is one of the ones that my family members handed to me. They just look for sparkles. It's kind of funny. Yeah. Just quartz. See what's in that pocket right there. Some sort of like calomel. The Cinnabar below the quartz is making it look kind of pinkish. It's cute. Looks like, it's not rose quartz, but just the mercury under there. Alrighty. That one got nothing. Can say that one for certain. Alright. Before we get to this big one, let's look at this little tiny one. I'm gonna need to lower the stage for this one. I'm probably gonna have to do this a lot today. Okay. See what we got in here. Some calomel. Yeah, definitely some calomel mixing with the Cinnabar. See this side here. Nice Cinnabar in there. Ooh, look at that. Look at that Metacinnabar. Ooh, man. That's nice. That is nice. Don't have anything in terms of the rare mineral, but it's still a nice piece regardless. Put that in the I'm keeping pile. Currently I have 4 piles of it. There's nothing on that and I can throw it away. Not the mineral I'm looking for, but still cool and keeping. Potentials and like highly sure. Let's see. How do I? Okay, I'm gonna need to adjust the stage a bit more for this one. Hold on.